time for some Kre-o Transformers Micro Changers. So you see, these are the blind bags that have been available. This is the preview series. So let me grab this guy here. See right up here, preview series. These are blind bags, so you're not supposed to know who's inside, but apparently with that number right there, you can tell who's what, who's who. So we see here on the back, we got the whole list of who's in this whole series. So we've got Spinister, Galvatron, Sunstorm, Waspinator, Scorponok, and Crankstart. Hopefully, if the numbers I used are right, then that means that I picked up Spinister, Galvatron, Sunstorm, and Scorponok. Because frankly, I don't care for Crankstart. And anyways, the Toys R Us I went to didn't have that one in stock. Or at least he wasn't on the rack with the other guys. At least according to this number down here, he wasn't. And as for Waspinator, I'm not sold on him yet, so I'll see if I really like these guys, I might go ahead and pick him up. So I'm going to open these guys up one by one, just so you can see if the number matches up. And then I'm going to transform them off camera so I don't have to waste your time with that. So here we go. Here is number 1. From what I've seen online and everything, these first 5 numbers really don't matter. This is like the batch number. What really matters is this last number. And number 1 should be Scorponok. So we'll see if that is him. Get this guy opened up. And we have what looks like Scorponok. You see here is his little booklet. Booyah! Scorponok. Awesome. So we can open this up. You see all the instructions there. It's really simple. Just put them all together that way. Put them all together that way. That's about it. And in the back here, it's got a little checklist of all of the different sets, so you can check off which ones you have and see which ones you still need. So there is Scorponok. Here he is in his little baggie. So, cool. Can't wait to get to that. So I will go to the next one in line. It's number 7. There we go. Trying to take him out without knocking the other guys down. Gave me a little trouble standing these things up. Here is number 7. So 7 is supposed to be Spinister. We'll see if that holds up. Open that up. We have got ourselves a purple guy. Looks like Spinister. I see a rotor in there. Here's the instructions, and we indeed have Spinister. Very cool. We see in here, there's the instructions. There's your little checklist. Spinister. Move that off to the side. Move that on this side. And then next up, number 8. 8 is supposed to be Galvatron. So you go 8, there we go, Galvatron. Let's see how that holds up. That was squeaky. And we have ourselves a Galvatron. Alright. You can see him in there in his little baggie. Then an instruction booklet with a cool little picture on him. Of him. His vehicle build, which, from what I've seen, well, I'll get into that. There's all the other guys, and there is his little instructional build. So if you ever want to pause this video and check this out in more detail, go for it. And set him off to the side. And which is number 9. That is supposed to be Sunstorm. So let's see if that holds up. Let's see if we can be a perfect 4 for 4. And we have Sunstorm. Booyah! There he is, in his nice little yellow and orange Seeker glory. Here we have him. Sunstorm. Looking cool. There's a little gun there. Open this up. There's your little instructions. You can check that out. And the back, again, product shot. So I am going to take these 4 guys. I'm going to build them all up. First, I'm going to do their alt modes. So I'm going to go into their little vehicle forms and whatnot. I'm going to build them that way, show that off, and then I'm going to flip them around and do them in the robot modes. Here I go. And here they are, looking snazzy in their vehicle forms, or their alt modes, whatever you want to call them. They start off with Sunstorm. So you see, Sunstorm obviously turns into a little jet. It looks pretty cool, I think. You know, from the top, he looks halfway decent. The bottom, obviously you got, basically just looks like a big old cone head if you stand him up like this. But other than that, I mean, if you're not looking at the bottom, he looks pretty neat. Pretty simple, you got a little null rays here. Actually, I didn't even notice he's got little Decepticon logos on his wings. Or at least on his one wing, on his right one. So that's really cool. That's something we haven't seen on these other little Seekers before, such as Starscream and Thundercracker, and Skywarp actually. But yeah, he looks pretty cool. I dig him. Unfortunately, he does come with a leftover piece, which is his helmet. I don't know if there's anywhere to really put this, just for storage if you wanted to keep him in this little plain one, I guess. I mean, I guess you could try and stick this on the top here, but then that would just look hideous. So yeah, let's leave that off to the side for now. Next up, Galvatron. Here is Galvatron in his alt mode. He is a little rolling cannon apparently, even though the wheels don't roll. They're just pegged in there. So he just slides. But one thing to note, his legs. I saw another reviewer do this because, well, it makes more sense. But the way the instructions call for it, his legs are just supposed to be, you know, standard, like they're going forward. You see the little toes there. And then you just bend them back. Just all the way back, and then he's supposed to be fine. But the problem with that is this. It doesn't stay. So the best thing to do, take them, turn them around, and then bend them, and all of a sudden you've got perfect sit. And if you have some sort of like Lego or Kre-o place to put them, it's actually even better because you got these little pegs here where you can just stick them on there and he will stay. But yeah, he looks pretty neat. He's got his little cannon here in the back, his arm cannon, and then you got down here the bigger cannon. And all you see is his little face down there. But that's no big deal. I really don't mind. His arms are up. You know, it looks pretty cool. He also has his helmet loose, which is another reviewer I saw. Kind of just stuck it on the back here, and I think that looks pretty cool. I mean, that looks alright, I guess. I mean, you can definitely find something to do with this, put it this way or whatever. Just kind of stick it on the back there. If you really want to keep him in this form, which I kind of don't. I'd rather have him in his base Kre-o form, but we'll get to that. Oopsie doozy. Set him back there. Place his helmet back there. And onto Spinister. Here we have Spinister. You can see Spinister looks pretty cool. I like him. He's got little rotors. They move all the way around as long as you don't put this back piece too much in the way. So you can just bring that down a bit. And there we go. Perfect. See, he's got the same little rotor type deal that Vortex did. So that's pretty cool. I just plugged his gun here on the side because I like having his arms kind of straight down. Like they're extra little guardrails grabbing onto the base there. Let me see if I can get this where you can see it better since it's so dark. But he looks really cool. He's a cool little helicopter. This is cool. You know, and actually he's the only one that uses every last one of his pieces in this mode. So there you go. If you look at him from the bottom, you can see his face in there. See if I can get him without that shadow. There he is with his face. So pretty cool. He's got the little back propeller. Well, supposed to be a back propeller thing there. Pretty neat. I just plugged his gun there on the side. In the instructions it says like to put it in his hand or something, even though if you look at the little picture down here, it's not there at all. So I just plugged it on the side, and now he's got a little more weaponry there. So, very cool. I dig Spinister. And lastly is Scorponok in his Beast build. You see these guys, vehicle, 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 beast. So here's Scorponok. He looks pretty cool. I gotta admit, I like him. One concern. These pieces here. Same as the little bumblebee that came in the stealth bumblebee set. Let's see if you can see that. Once you plug it in here, it's kind of difficult and it'll stretch it. It'll stretch the heck out of that. So I already got some big stretch marks on this one, on this little cannon type piece here. But this other one, this slid on just with ease. Like, no effort. It just went right on. So this one, I shouldn't be having any, I don't have any stretch marks on there. So it looks like they actually sized this one right, and this one is tight. So hopefully they fix that in the future with their other sets. But he looks really cool. I like his little energon pincers. He's got his nice little scorpion tail with a little translucent purple tip, like the little energon tip, or dark energon tip. His little legs down here. He stands decently enough, you know, so you can fall because it's just 4 little insect type legs. But he's pretty cool, and he does leave a piece. He leaves his whole legs. So I really wish we could find somewhere to put this. I mean, I guess Can have some sort of weird butt thing going on. But alas, I don't know if I can find a spot to put this. And I guess if you really want to extend his body, you kind of just put that there and plug this in the back here, but then that's off center, and unless you turn it this way, maybe, not really, not digging it too much. I'd rather have them the normal way and just leave that off to the side somewhere. But there you have it. There is Kre-o micro changers, little crayons put into their alt modes. Next up will be their robot builds, and I'm excited for those because the robot builds on these little dudes always awesome. So I'll get them into those.